Guess what?
What?
Did you know that if you exercise during pregnancy, you could accidentally strangle your baby? My friend is pregnant and she just read this from the internet.
Well, that's not true. The fetus floats in a pool of water, and the mother really doesn't have much power over the positions that the baby gets into. If there wasn't any complications involved, it shouldn't really affect the baby's ability to get oxygen even if the mother stood on her hands.
So, you mean it's safe to exercise during pregnancy?
Definitely yes, unless the mother would like to deep dive or freestyle wrestle, which would be dangerous during pregnancy.
I have been wondering, when would it be necessary to take a pregnancy test?
Well, anytime you feel like there's a chance of you being pregnant, or if you experience any kind of symptoms. The test can be made right after when you should have gotten your period. If the test is negative, you should wait for a couple of days and do a new one, just to be sure.
So, where can I get the test and how is it done?
Well, almost every grocery store sells tests, and the price is somewhere between 1 to 10 euros since there are many different ones to choose from. The home test is made by peeing on a stick, and the result is based on the HCG hormone level in the urine. The pregnancy can also be verified in the doctor's office by doing a blood test.
What kind of symptoms can come up in early pregnancy?
Well, it's very individual, but the most classic ones would probably be extreme tiredness, nausea, pain in the breasts, cramping in lower abdomen, increased urge to pee, and, well, your periods being late. Some will experience them all, and other gets none of them.
What should I do if the test was positive? Because I know I would freak out and not to know what to do or who to call.
Well, you should contact your health center or clinic. They would know what to do. You can also talk with a trustworthy adult first, but you should remember that no one should pressure you on any decision that doesn't feel right for you.
Is it true that pregnancy lasts for 9 months? That is such a long time.
Yes, normal duration of pregnancy is somewhere between 38 to 42 weeks.
So, when is the due date then?
The due date is when the pregnancy has been lasting for 40 weeks.
Why is the time window so big for a normal pregnancy then? I mean, doesn't the due date also mean that it is the baby's birthday?
That's a very good question, but actually no. Only like 2% of babies are being born on their actual due date. The due date is being determined because it's important to know the current stage of pregnancy when examining if the baby is growing and developing normally, and of course to give some kind of guideline for when the labor could possibly begin.
Okay. My friend said that she is like 28 plus for along, but I didn't have a clue what she meant with that. I didn't want to sound dumb, so I didn't ask more about it.
Well, that 28 plus 4 means that she has been pregnant for whole 28 weeks and 4 days on top of that.
Oh. My friend sings and talks to her baby that is still in the womb. Can the baby really hear her? I mean, I find it kind of funny when she does that.
Well, they probably can. Babies are known to react to sounds a little after halfway of pregnancy. The familiar sounds can really help the baby calm down even after being born.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. Do babies move in there too?
Definitely yes. Mother can usually start to feel the movements around halfway of pregnancy. And after that, it's very important that the mother feels the movements every day after that, so she knows that the baby does fine. If the movement would decrease a lot or even stop, the mother should really go to the hospital to get checked.
I heard that someone's labor lasted for like 25 hours. Did she really have to push for that long?
No, the labor can take days, that's for sure, but the pushing part usually takes only from few minutes to a little over an hour.
So, what happens during that whole time then?
Let me search this one from the book. So, first there is a latency stage that can last for days before the actual labor. During latency stage, the cervix matures and mother can usually feel some contractions, but the labor isn't officially happening yet. The first stage of labor starts when the gap between the contractions is 10 minutes or less. During that stage, the cramping uterus moves baby slowly through cervix, which is like a gate from the uterus to the vagina. This takes usually hours, and the cervix needs to be dilated from 0 to 10 centimeters before the second stage of labor, the pushing part, can begin.
Isn't the whole labor and delivery over when the baby comes out?
Well, the second stage ends there, yes, but there is also a third stage coming right up. Placenta is an organ that moves nutrition and oxygen from the mother to the baby through umbilical cord in the uterus. The placenta needs to be born as well. This part usually takes only like few minutes if everything goes as expected, but this part is also the most dangerous one for the mother since there is a risk for heavier bleeding.
Okay, wow. The whole giving birth sounds so complicated and difficult.
Well, but it's also something that woman's body is designed to do. All the professionals in the hospital are there to support the woman in labor from the beginning to the point where the whole family gets to go home.
It's also possible to birth a baby surgically, right?
Well, yes. C-section is an option too if the mother's or the baby's well-being would be in danger during labor. In this case, the baby will be taken out from a surgical cut in mother's abdomen.
It sounds like so many things could go wrong during labor and delivery. I might never want to go through that.
Well, having a baby is the most natural thing in the world, and you shouldn't be too afraid of that. Of course, there can be some complications, since labor is so big physical accomplishment for woman's body, but we are very lucky to have modern science covering our back nowadays. In hospital, the mother and the baby will be in very good hands.